want to give you some information to set you up for success for practicing Kundalini Yoga with me. Every teacher brings their own style and lived experience to the practice, and I hope this sets you up for success for us to practice together. I want to start by acknowledging and honoring the lineage of Kundalini and Kundalini Yoga so that we may appreciate it and not appropriate it. Kundalini Yoga, from my understanding, comes from the Sikh religion, founded in the mid-1400s. It is a practice and a religion founded in compassion, love, and service. Like many practices, Kundalini Yoga has been adapted and evolved over time. Many of us know Kundalini Yoga through Yogi Bhajan, who brought Kundalini Yoga in the 1960s to the West. He taught an adapted style of the practice that was pulling things from the yogic tradition, Vedic tradition, Sikh religions, particularly mantras and meditations, and of course his own lived experiences. I too have evolved the practice to include my own voice so that I can be in alignment with who I am and my own lived experiences, as well as what I'm tuning into, what's needed now. Thank you for acknowledging the roots of Kundalini Yoga with me. And now I'm going to pull up my notes so I make sure I say this right. But I want to take a moment and share some of the core aspects of Kundalini Yoga that I integrate into my teachings so you know what to expect when we get on the mat together. The first is, traditionally, Kundalini Yoga starts with what's called the Adhi Mantra. This is a mantra that is Ong Namo Gurudev Namo, repeated 3 times. And there's various ways folks say that. I tend to do a gentler version because I love when it sounds a little bit more melodic. And this is credited or is often known as the mantra of the golden chain of teachers. So we're honoring the teachers and their teachers who have come before. And one translation of this mantra is, I bow to the creative wisdom, I bow to the divine teacher within. So we start with the Adhi Mantra. And then what to expect during class is we use mantra. So mantra are repetitive sayings for time. And most of the mantras that are taught in Kundalini Yoga, and I hope I say this right, are from a sacred Indian language called Gurmukhi. Okay? And what mantras do is they help us get out of our head and what we think we know, because we have mantras all the time, and helps us focus on one that often has a positive energy, a positive affirmation, something that enables us to trust ourselves, to find love, compassion, and that place of service that are the roots of Kundalini Yoga. So we use mantra, which you can do silently or say aloud. It is your choice. Or you can just listen. 2, we use breath of fire. So that's that pumping action at the base of the navel, very sharp exhales as the belly button draws in. So exhaling powerfully, and the inhales tend to come naturally, and that generates heat and fire and creative energy in the body, as taught by Kundalini Yoga. We also sync up breath and movement. So we'll often inhale left, exhale right, breathing in and out through the nose, unless invited to do otherwise. So what that can look like is like this. Our arms can be up and we can inhale to the left, exhale to the right. Okay. So that's the classic breath that I use in the practice. Kundalini Yoga is often encouraged to practice with our eyes closed. What that does is it invites an inward journey. So we're not thinking about or focusing on what's happening outside of us. Please do what's best for you. If you feel safer and more comfortable with your eyes open, please listen to that. And then one of the big things about Kundalini Yoga is that we do things for time. And what that does is it kind of pushes up our edges, so we can do things for a short amount of time and we're like, okay, I got this. And then over time, the mind can kick in and we can start to get a spiraling of thoughts. So we're invited to come to that edge and then see what it's like to transcend that. Can we still keep, for example, this movement going for time, even if our mind is telling us that we can't, we're tired, something else. Always, at any time we feel pain, that's an invitation to stop or modify the practice. If we feel uncomfortable, that's actually an opportunity to learn and grow. So just see what works for you. And one of the reasons why I love Kundalini Yoga is it invites us to listen to our inner voice and truly do what we need. So if at any point in the practice you feel like transcending and you want to keep going, please do. And if you need to lay down and rest or come into a child's pose or sit, please listen to that too. One of my favorite teachers, Natalie Rousseau, once told me, if you're breathing, you're doing yoga. So please honor your needs there. At the end of the practice, I do a meditation, and then we close with this mantra, Sat Nam. Okay, and this is often translated into I am truth, or truth is my identity. And you're welcome to join in for that at that point too. Thank you so much for practicing Kundalini Yoga with me. I hope that tells you a little bit about who I am as a teacher and what to expect from class.